like him or hate him, we're going to be reacting to Trump accidentally legalizing THC, not just THC, but Delta 8 THC. And the reason why it's important is because you can buy it online and get it shipped to your door. But there's some new things that he's done that I'm going to show you as well that's also super weird. But yeah, we're going to roll the videos. I'm going to react to it, make some comments. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Chris with CBD Extract. If you haven't tried our flower yet, do me a favor, hit the link down below and you can try an eighth of our hemp flower completely for free. All you gotta do is click the link down below to claim the offer. Okay, so let's get right into it. This video here, pulling it up on my phone, we're gonna pop it up on the screen here. I don't have a fancy gaming setup or anything like that like the cool kids have on YouTube, but we're gonna just use a phone, pop it up on the screen. First video is going to be him signing the Farm Bill.
Mr. President, it is a great birthday present, not only for me, but for all of agriculture, to give the producers, the ranchers and farmers across America the peace of mind going forward. They can make their plans in 2019, make their blenders and bankers proud of what they can plan for. The underpinning of the safety net of crop insurance, those kind of things, is a big deal for agriculture. It's a big deal for the U.S. economy, the ag economy, for food security, and for national security. I don't know if you remember this, President Trump, but this was my lucky tractor tie I wore to the Trump Tower in November of 2016. I thought it was appropriate to wear today to celebrate, again, the conclusion of over a year and a half work of a farm bill, and I'm just delighted to be here with you. I want to thank you for your leadership.
Trump's just looking at him, and I don't think he has any idea that he's about to legalize Delta 8. And by the way, for those who don't know, Delta 8 can be shipped over state borders because it's derived from hemp, and it's federally legal. That's basically what it is. It's basically legal weed federally anywhere in the country except for states that have explicitly banned it. So it's kind of backwards because the Delta 8 is actually legal federally, but some states have banned it. So it's kind of backwards, where with Delta 9 THC, the states have legalized it, some of them like Colorado, like legal recreational states, but federally it's a controlled substance. With hemp, it's the opposite. Very weird, but just look at him. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna like help the economy and like help the farmers and stuff. He has no clue. He has no freaking clue.
Business person, we know you to be a builder of the economy, a builder of buildings, and it's amazing to me the affinity, having grown up in your career in New York, the affinity and the affection that you have for our farmers and ranchers, and I think it's because you know them to be builders as well. They take the risk of the hands every day, every year, putting that seed in the ground, their faith and their optimism and their hope. Looking at these young people in these FFA jackets out here, understanding the optimism they have for the great story of American agriculture. I am proud to be.
Very great story. The story of legalizing weed under everyone's noses, and nobody knows about it, except for you watching this video.
Department of Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, and I am delighted to work on behalf of the farmers and ranchers. I'm delighted to work for you, Mr. President, because you understand their heart, and this bill goes a long way. Thank you, folks, for passing a great bill. We're going to do our best to implement that bill as you've intended. Thank you, and God bless you.
It's interesting how they say they're going to implement the bill as intended. I don't know if they intended to legalize the weed. And I don't know if you've seen my other video where people are getting confused about the DEA banning Delta 8, but the thing is, the Farm Bill dictates the law, not the DEA. So it's a huge gray area, but that's another video. You can click the link up there for that. Let's move on.
Thank you, Sonny. So now it's my great honor to sign the 2018 Farm Bill. Very, very special, important piece of legislation. Thank you, Mitch. Very good. Great job. Thank you. Thank you all.
There he is. He's doing it. Very, very special day. Look, he's boom. There he is, doing it right there. Boom. Legal THC, just like that. He has no clue. He has no freaking clue. The fact that literally smoke shops could just buy that and sell it with no cannabis license in the state like Tennessee or something, where cannabis is not legal. That's insane. Look at them. They're like, yay, we legal weed now. None of them know. That just blows my mind. Just blows my mind. So yeah, no, I literally think he has no clue. And he probably knows that, you know, he probably wanted to sign it because it was going to help the farmers and the economy or whatever. I don't really follow politics or anything like that, but I just think it's hilarious how just one simple little thing about hemp can just change the entire cannabis industry. I mean, if you've seen my other videos, you know that literally it's huge. Legal THC. It's not CBD only, it's THC as well. And in my opinion, I think the THC in the hemp side of things is actually going to take over dispensaries. It's gonna steal tons of their profits, because why would anyone go to the dispensary and pay the high inflated prices? Because when you have more regulation, you know, which a lot of states that have legalized Delta-9 THC and recreational marijuana, there's always high regulation and therefore higher prices. Like in Illinois, it's $60 for an eighth of weed. It's insane, plus 30% tax on certain THC percentages. But hemp is just, there's none of those taxes. So yeah, really quite interesting. So I want to show you another video here where there's actually a news, what is this? PBS, CNN, PBS NewsHour, and they talk about when the Farm Bill was first legalized or signed or whatever, and they talk about the benefits and stuff. So let's just take a look at that video and see what they have to say about that.
But first, let's look at another piece of legislation that was just approved by Congress today. It is the wide-ranging Farm Bill with a cost of $867 billion over 10 years. And finally, Lisa, language in here about the legalization of hemp.
Right, this is a big deal, a potential $20 billion industry. This is happening because Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, a state which has a very large hemp industry, wanted to move hemp from being a controlled substance, which it is now, to not a controlled substance.
All right, so this Mitch McConnell guy, he's the actual reason behind this whole hemp legalization. And I don't know if he has a stake in this. I don't know. I'm skeptical to know if he kind of snuck in something to make the Delta-8 thing work, or different hemp-derived compounds work, and remove that as a controlled substance. Because previously these compounds, Delta-8 THC, CBD, CBG, CBN, those could be considered analogs of THC and could be considered controlled substances. So he was actually the one behind that part of the Farm Bill and helped get it pushed. So I'm skeptical about this Mitch guy. I don't know, you know, what his role or, you know, what his intention was. I know definitely, you know, he wanted to get this passed, but yeah, very interesting. $20 billion market, and I can attest to that. A lot of business has been going on with CBD and Delta-8. I have multiple employees in my company, so it is a good thing for the economy. It is for sure. I mean, it's legal cannabis. It's going to create jobs. So I would say it's a good thing that it got legalized, hemp, obviously. Anyone who likes cannabis thinks it's a good thing. But let's keep watching this.
There is an oil that is created from hemp that does not have THC in it, and this is...
Did you hear that? He said there's an oil from hemp that has no THC in it. Well, the actual wording in the Farm Bill says that, you know, different hemp-derived compounds are legal. So even if it's Delta-8, still legal federally. So it's funny how, you know, the perception back then when they signed it is like, oh yeah, it's just CBD only. And it's not just CBD only. Who knows if they'll change things, but for now, still legal. Still legal.
It's a victory for Mitch McConnell personally and for the hemp industry at large, some of which goes to medical purposes and other things. So it's something to watch very closely.
Well, a lot going on inside this Farm Bill, and
Yes.
we are so glad to have you to help us understand what's there.
Yeah, a lot of bills have a lot going on. So you would think like, oh, Trump just signed this thing and legal hemp, woohoo, let's thank Trump. I don't think he's actually really paying attention to what he's signing. I don't think he really cares about hemp all that much. I don't think he really thought twice about it. Because just as easily as he reduced regulation for the hemp industry, he also just as easily added regulation in the COVID bill that he signed. At first he said like, oh, I'm not gonna sign this bill, it's atrocious, it's like 5,000 pages, and I'm not for or against Trump, by the way. This is just something that I noticed, but he He's like, I'm not going to sign this bill. There's too much crap in it. I want to raise it from 600 to 2,000. And then whatever, I guess he just signed it anyways. And then hidden in that COVID bill where you got $600, if you're an American citizen that paid your taxes, you should have gotten $600 or are about to get that. Just as easily as you got that money, there is now a ban on vapes through USPS, which is the only shipping carrier that officially said that they will legally ship hemp products in the mail. So if you are buying cartridges online, like Delta 8 cartridges or CBD cartridges, and this actually was made specifically for nicotine vapes, so obviously applies to that too. When he signed the COVID bill and you got that $600, not only that, but now you will enjoy higher vape prices. Here's why. It's because suppliers of vape that ship online, what I mean is online sellers, they will have to abide by new rules. The first rule, there's actually quite a lot of rules, but some of them that are relevant to you is that every time you buy something, they have to look up your identity through a commercially available database. Second is they have to use an alternative shipping carrier that's not USPS. Anything that's not USPS is automatically more expensive. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. And they have to collect your signature upon delivery with an adult ID. If you're not an adult, they have to keep a spreadsheet of that transaction and report it to the state government. And even if you did buy it legally as an adult, they have to also record that transaction, and all your data, including when you bought it, what you bought, how much you bought, your name, your address, all that must be reported to the state in which that customer bought the vape from, because they're trying to keep track of this to prevent children from buying vapes online, which I think is a really good thing, because I have brothers and sisters that are younger. I wouldn't want them vaping. However, this is bad because the government is literally keeping data on all of your purchasing decisions, which is kind of weird, but you can buy vape online still. It's not totally banned. It's just going to be more expensive because there's more regulation, more paperwork for vendors and online sellers, and also the government's going to have some of your data. So yeah, so there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. I just wanted to show you that Trump is just doing this, doing that, and then all of a sudden it majorly affects the cannabis industry. It's very interesting. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you learned something today, because I learned a lot myself after discovering all these different videos and regulations. If you want more videos like this, subscribe and like. I know I'm supposed to say like first and then subscribe. Like if you like the video, subscribe for more. That's the catchphrase. Got it. All right. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.